Hi, welcome to Project Pack Apprentice number 1. Wow, that's a mouthful. This is the first apprentice project pack we're doing. I'm really excited about this. We'll be working with the materials found in our project pack. Project packs are available from some certified Zentangle teachers and from Zentangle.com. If you don't have a project pack, we encourage you guys to just follow along with these lessons with whatever materials you might have. Okay, so I think we should just get going. I'm working today with Landon, our neighbor, and his mom, Lauren, and they're going to follow along with us, and every once in a while you'll hear a little bit of something from them, and we're going to check out their tiles and see how they're going. Okay, so Landon and I are going to work with on a white Zentangle, which is the round tile, and we're going to work with a micron PN and pencil and a white chalk pencil. And Lauren, Landon's mom, is going to work with whatever pens she likes right here. She's going to work on a black Zentangle and choose her pens accordingly. We are going to work with I'm just going to write this on here. We're going to work with a Tangle called Dream Catcher. D-R-E-A-M. And this is a Tangle designed by Daniel, who was one of our youngest CZTs, and he's grown up since then, but he was awesome, and he designed this Tangle. And I hadn't used it in a long time, and I came across it the other day, and I'm thinking, wow, I think the kids would love this. So we're going to go right to our pen, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle in the middle here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be about the size of a quarter, if you can think of about a quarter. And it doesn't have to be right in the middle. I like things that are a little off center. Okay, so now we're going to create these little triangles, but the way we're going to do it, all we have to do is draw a V, the letter V. And if you want to watch for a minute, I'm going to pretend that we're going to work at the bottom of the circle, and we're going to draw a V right there. It almost looks like the beak of a bird. Now, you've heard Molly and different other people always say that we always turn our tile while we're drawing Zentangle. And the reason why is because you want to, as often as possible, be doing the same thing with your hand. So if you watch me, you can see how I got the tile in my hand so that it's easy to turn it, because I always have my hand underneath it at the same time. I'm going to turn it every few seconds, and I'm going to draw another V at the bottom. Turn my tile, and another V. Just like that, and we're going to continue all the way around, turning the tile and drawing a V. Turning the tile.
They give more control of the pen when you turn the tile.
Yes. I think you're exactly right. And it's also what makes Zentangle different than any other art form. We're always looking to do as much repeating as possible. Now at this point right here, I'm at the point here where I can either put one big one or two small ones. So I think I can put two. They don't have to be exactly the same size, but just so that they come up kind of so that you fill that whole space. This is great. So now you got what looks like sort of a sun or a flower or something like that. So the next thing we're going to do is exactly the same thing, except our V is going to come from the point of this V to the point of this V, and we're going to just draw another V like that.
I think that makes it look like a little 3D.
Yes, it's going to be. So again, we're going to turn our tile a little bit so that we go from this point. See these original ones? We're going to go from this point to this point and make that V there. And we're going to take our time and think about it, concentrate really hard on making the best V that you can. This is like a magic trick. We're going to be creating something that you would never expect, that this is how you do it.
I feel like that's how all the Zentangles are.
I know, I love that. I think that Zentangle is a big bunch of magic tricks in a pen.
I agree.
All of those in one pen, thousands and thousands of tricks.
Yeah, there's so many patterns too.
I know, right? And so we're going to continue making these V's until we go all the way around. Taking our time. And it doesn't matter if they're all the same size. It's almost better that they're a little bit different. And that's because you want this to look like it came out of somebody's pen and not off of a computer. This is very important. Art is all done by hand. How's it going? Look good? Okay. So now we're going to work inside that square. See that V that we just drew, created a square. See it right here? We're going to go from top to bottom, and we're going to draw a line from top to bottom. Okay? And now we're going to draw another V. And this V is like halfway, and you're going to aura the first V. It's going to be another V, like right in the middle. Okay, so with your black pen or the pen that you're working with, I want you to color in that little square that you just made with that last V. Taking your time so that you stay in those lines. On this particular one, we want to stay in those lines and make a nice black square. All right, so we're going to turn our tile a little bit so that the next square is right in the middle here. And we're going to draw the line from top to bottom of that little square. And do another V right in the middle there.
I'm starting to get the hang of this now.
I know, right? Don't go too fast. This is something that you want to really concentrate on. And you can see that we're creating this three-dimensional kind of thing that looks like it's deep and folded like origami. Turn our tile, draw a line from top to bottom, put that V in the middle, that small V, very carefully, and then color in that little square. And this is a great practice because you're going to want to do this again. You want to show somebody else how you drew this amazing drawing. Coloring in is a very important part of Zentangle, and you want to make sure that you're doing it slowly and with a lot of attention, so you're not distracted. Beautiful V in the middle there, creating a wonderful square, coloring in. You're going to be hearing me say this in your dreams. In fact, this is called dream catcher. Wow, that's kind of cool, right?
It is cool.
That is really
Do you know what a dream catcher is?
It's like a thing that you hang. And
Right. Native American, isn't it? Native American with feathers on it and stuff. And
My sister has one.
when you get this all done, you'll see why it's called Dream Catcher. So you can see that some of mine are a little bit wonky, but that's kind of cool, right? So let's see what you got, Landon. Landon's working a little bit bigger than mine. It's very cool. And Lauren is working on a black tile. She's got some pink in there, and how fun. This is so cool. So what do you think we're gonna do next? We're gonna do the same thing again next.
Oh.
So we're gonna go from point. Okay, you get the points at the bottom. Here's your point. We're gonna do another V and go to the point. A line from top to bottom. And another V shape. And color it in. So here's your point here and here. We're going to make another V, and then the line from top to bottom, and the V inside. Color it in. Wow, this is like magic.
It's amazing how quickly it transforms into something.
I know, right? You can see the importance of turning your tile so that you can always tell where your next step is, because it's right there in front of you where your pen is. Your pen is always in the right place. You almost never have to move your hand. Here's your V from point to point. Line down the middle. And another V. Very good. If we're going a little bit faster than you are at home, you can always stop your computer, your video, right? Is that how you would say it?
Yep.
And catch up, and then turn it back on again. That's the beauty of working with
Absolutely.
a computer. Taking your time, really appreciating the pen and the paper. I got one more to go. Corner to corner. There's my V. Line from top to bottom. V. And color. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
So Landon's is a little bit bigger than mine, but how cool is that,
That's cool.
right? It's very cool. Here's Lauren's. Like a jewel, right? You can see it, it's sparkling and sparkling. So we're going to, you could continue to do another, depending on how big yours is, you could continue to go away around doing another set of V's. But I think I'm going to stop at this point, and we're going to do some playing around with this. Everybody's going to be a different size, different shape, and that's wonderful. So choose your pen. We're going to do an aura around the whole thing. Do you remember what an aura is? An aura is a line that goes right next to the other line. And we're going to go just outline the whole thing with an aura, leaving a little space. Auras are just wonderful. They're magic. They add a lot of detail. So easy.
And he actually said that's his favorite part.
The aura? I love to do that. Even after all of these years, my favorite thing, especially if I don't know what to do next, I just sit there and do an aura until it comes to me what I want to do next.
It makes it look pretty cool too.
I know. know, right? This is awesome.
Every time he tangles, he always does the crescent moon.
Oh, is that your
The
favorite?
aura.
Yeah.
So sometimes we start Zentangle tiles with a pencil and with dots and a border and a string, but sometimes we just start right in the middle with the pen. Different types of things, different types of tangles. So how cool is that? It already has some detail that you
is so
wouldn't
cool.
expect, right? What do you think? Should we go around again? Okay, for this time though, first, we're going to put a circle on the end of each one. And I'm going to sort of kind of plop that circle down right on the end. Each point. Can you see? If you have room, just put them where you have room. If you don't have room, we can just go wait till the next step if you don't have room. Everybody's is going to be different. That's the whole point of Zentangle. All art is different. And even if you tried to do this again on another tile, it would be different.
Yep.
Same pen, same pencil, same paper, same person, it'll always be different. That's
the cool part.
It's the cool part. Okay, so now I got these little simple circles right around the edges. And we're going to do another aura, but this time, if you want to watch for a minute, we're going to go around, and I'm going to go around the circle too. But if you didn't have room for the circles, you can just go around. Aura is your friend. Sometimes if your dream catcher is bigger than mine, you might go off the page a little bit. So you just catch up where it goes back on the page.
This is already looking so cool.
I love it. Look at wow, that's amazing.
Wow. Nice job, bud.
Wow, cool.
I have to say this is something we are so grateful for because, you know, this is something that Landon and I now get to experience together, you know, after dinner when we're all done cleaning up and
I know.
we sit there and we tangle for what feels like hours.
Yeah, right?
And it's just so relaxing and it calms us down before bed.
So Landon just said that his favorite tangle is crescent moon. So maybe we'll do some crescent moon in the middle. What do you think? Yeah? So first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to aura inside my circle. Inside the circle.
Cool part about aura is just like you can aura anything.
You can aura anything, right? And what's the first step in crescent moon?
You do the ladybug thing.
Ladybugs, right. So we're going to start putting ladybugs around the inside here, but they're going to be tiny, tiny little ladybugs, okay?
Tiny?
Okay, a little bit. Will the space? They're probably the size of a real ladybug, if anybody knows what that is.
Yeah, we get them in our house all the time.
In the windows? Yeah. I love it.
To find out, you just need to put a ladybug in the drawing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. I still do crescent moon all the time.
It also seems like a very popular tangle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The next step, of course, is aura. And we're going to go aura around every one of the ladybugs. taking our time, making sure those ladybugs don't walk away. And I know that Molly showed you how to do crescent moon, and the next step is we're going to do another aura around. Slowly taking our time, enjoying the journey.
I feel like a lot of the parts of Zentangle are also 3D,
I know.
and it's really cool.
I love that. And we're going to keep putting auras around and around, taking our time. Don't go too fast. This is the part you want to really enjoy and make sure that you get it exactly the way you like it. Taking your time, concentrating on every line. So you can go all the way to the middle, or you can stop anytime you want if you think that that's the way you like it, the way it looks. You have, you can make any decision you want. This is your artwork. I think I might leave it just right there. Okay, here's mine. So we're gonna cap our pens and pick up a pencil, which I gotta go get a pencil, hold on. So the black Zentangle pencil, if you're working on the white tile, if you're working on a black tile, you can just watch. These sections here where you put the two V's, we're going to color in with the pencil the one on the right side. Everybody knows their right from their left, I think. What do you think? If you go into that square where the V's are and everything, you're going to color in the one to the right. This side. Turn your tile, always the one on the right side. Taking your time. These are looking good.
I love how you can do the same tangle with different options.
That's what makes it creative, so that you know in your mind that every time you go to do a tile, you don't have to worry about it looking like your other one.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to do that on the next line of or circle of these V's, and I'm going to do with the graphite pencil, just fill it in on the right hand side, and you can almost see the 3-dimension coming out. It'll be even more so when we use our tortilla. And all you guys out there, if you're you want to, you remember that you can pause the video and then start back up again. So now we're going to pick up our magic tortilla, and we're going to soften the pencil that you just put in there, kind of to do it carefully so that it stays within the lines if you can. But you can see what it smooths out the pencil, and it actually, you wouldn't think so, but it makes it darker and more even. You would think that by mushing it around like that it would make it lighter, right?
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Nice, and take your time. Imagine you just got new Crayola crayons in your new coloring book.
That was my favorite.
Ah, the smell of the crayons, that's what gets me. I only liked to color on the floor, on my stomach.
Me too.
Right?
Yep.
Sometimes when we're adding shades of gray to a Zentangle tile, we put a little bit of graphite and then make it softer and softer until you can't see it anymore. But this is a little bit different. This is, we're pretty much coloring in that whole space and keeping it within that.
And you don't even know what it is until it's done.
I know. You can see it coming to life, you know, the three-dimensional part of it. And actually, no matter where you put your graphite, your pencil, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to look like a jewel, and don't worry about it. It's going to be beautiful. No mistakes in Zentangle. Just opportunities.
Absolutely.
You just color and think of it positive.
Right.
Or draw, I should say.
Yeah, draw. How are we doing here? Let's see. Here's Landon. This is awesome, right? Look at
That
this.
is really cool.
It is so cool.
Wow.
And here's Lauren's. Look at this. So hold your tile way out as far as you can see it, and you got to look at it with a new perspective. You look at them, hold it up in your hands as far away from your face as you can, and turn it this way and that, and check out how cool your stuff is, right? Okay, pick up our pencil again if you're working on the white tile, and we're just going to put a little bit of shading on the inside right around the ladybugs. Nice and dark, right between the two ladybugs. This one's going to be shaded a little different than these squares here. And with your magic tortilla, you're going to soften that graphite, but you're not going to go to the middle. Don't forget, you want to leave the middle white. Just smooth it a little bit and then let it go, just like that. And wow, look at that! It's just, it looks like it's like a jewel in the middle there. Just beautiful.
It's beautiful.
What do you think? Cool,
I think
right?
it looks really cool.
I think it's very cool.
That's just the really cool part of Zentangle.
I know.
Everything looks so cool and awesome.
Well, I think that we're ready to sign our work. We'll pick up our pens, and somewhere on the tile, on the front of the tile, we're gonna put your initial or whatever you want. I just put an M. And on the back, put your name and the date. Is it the 30th or the 31st?
31st.
Well, pretend it's the 30th. That's what I just wrote. 2021. Dreamcatcher. How cool.
That is really cool.
So I just want to show you some of the other things before I did this particular tile. This shows you that what the Dreamcatcher can look like with different things that you put inside of it. Different fill, it's called. And here's one on a square tile.
That's cool.
And then we got Lauren's and Landon's. How cool is this? I am very impressed. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And I hope you go home and make more of these. This
We
is so
absolutely
fun.
will.
Thank you, everybody. See you later. Bye.